In recent years, there has been a change in dance music. A softening of a genre that was once themed unflinchingly aggressive. A softening that has occurred through its combination with an unlikely sound. A collaboration, of course, between drum and bass and bedroom pop. To create a new sound that I have clunkily coined bedroom drum and bass. Listen, I know what you might be thinking. How can something that looks and sounds like this cohesively merge with something that looks and sounds like this? Let me try and break down some of the fundamentals for you. It seems that the fast-paced and breakbeat-inflected drum patterns of drum and bass have been combined with the melancholic, airy vocal stylings of bedroom pop, described by NBC News as a music genre established by the internet, fueled by online platforms, easy access to high-quality music software, and algorithmically driven recommendation systems that could take an artist from obscurity to fame. The vocals carry with them a style that is apathetic in cadence, but always deeply personal in content. The lyricism almost oversharing in its vivid imagery of struggles in life and love. This, of course, being a common trope of the genre, and is probably why it's had so much success in the self-expressive world of social media. These elements, combined with reverb-modulated melodic components to take the edge off the drums, the sound becomes less harsh and more calming. This stylistic kaleidoscope creating a new sound in general, something more soothing and harmonious, and this has been recognised by young people across the globe. For the first time since its inception, drum and bass has found a large listening audience outside of the UK, even in the US, which at one stage was thought impossible. The significance has also been recognised commercially by the likes of Spotify, who've been prompted by its increasing popularity to create the Planet Rave playlist, which is now the platform's fastest growing playlist for the 18 to 24 demographic. And as someone who is a fan of both doing this and doing this, I love this new sound. Unfortunately, its popularity and arguably its existence at all is owed by and large to something that I don't have a great deal of love for. This being the cultural monolith that is... What? TikTok. Oh, please, no, please no, please no. Just to clarify, before I'm descended upon by hordes of TikTokers, the discontent I have towards the app isn't directed at the content or creators that dominate it. In actual fact, I have a great deal of respect for many of them. PinkPantheress, the culturally appointed queen of the genre of music I've been discussing in this video, started her music career by posting short videos to TikTok. No, you see, if I was to start using the app, I would become completely addicted, right? And its creators are aware of this. In fact, they've actively designed the app in order to encourage it. You know, every element of it, its UI, its algorithm, its featured content is curated to cultivate this addiction. They've designed to trigger short-term dopamine responses as acutely as possible in order to increase your usage of the apps as much as possible, and slowly, you know, colonize as much of your attention span as they possibly can.
No matter how nice it's trying to be, it is all that they're trying to get more engagement from you. We used to colonize land. That was the thing you could expand into, and that's where money was to be made. We colonized the entire earth. There was no other place for the businesses and capitalism to expand into, and then they realize human attention. That they are now trying to colonize every minute of your life. That is what these people are trying to do. Every single free moment you have is a moment you could be looking at your phone, and they could be gathering information to target ads at you. That's what's happening. It's coming. It's coming for every free second you have.
And I don't necessarily want to single out TikTok here. I'm aware that this is the case for all large-scale social media content sharing platforms, including the one I'm using now with its introduction of the god-awful YouTube Short program, which no doubt you had an advert for before watching this video.
And before you say anything, look, I know what I sound like. I sound like someone's out of touch dad saying,
Bloody hell, it's not like good old days before mobile phones, is it? Cheers.
And I'm also aware of how this opinion is invariably flawed. You know, I'm conscious that this online space is now the new frontier for this music scene.
Let's go!
Like what occurred in the late 1980s and early 90s during the birth of modern dance music, in which an unlikely collaboration between the gay and black scene of Chicago house, Balearic Ibiza and working class hedonism collided in the real world to produce acid house and the rave scene.
A similar collaboration having happened here in the late 10s and early 20s, but instead of occurring in the real world, this happened on the internet.
The convergence of trends and aesthetics and formats, such as, of course, the aforementioned music scenes of drum and bass and bedroom pop, but also hyperpop spearheaded by groundbreaking artists like Sophie, rave and early 2000s revival, as well as fitting aesthetically with the formats of video trends on TikTok, employing elements of sound design within the songs reminiscent of YouTube trends such as the slowed and reverb song and the
meanwhile crying in a bathroom whilst prom's going. You know the trend, you know what I mean. I'm not gonna, you get it, you get it.
It seems the repetitive and structured beat patterns are effective for the editing style that is often employed, and the melodic, airy sound of the vocals fitting tonally with the style of these TikToks.
However, the subcultural movements of the past, such as the Second Summer of Love in '88, have always been an underground grassroots endeavour.
They have evolved from niche, unmonitored origins and expanded in a fashion that goes against the grain of normal societal behaviour. They operate outside of the expectations of the establishment, if not intentionally against them, and this has been a necessary endeavour. It has allowed for the freedom of their development and expansion, and no matter how much governing bodies have tried to control or reduce them, they have blossomed all the same.
Therefore, is it not potentially dangerous that the spaces in which these new cultural scenes develop is no longer abandoned warehouses, disused garages,
but instead a virtual space owned by venture capitalists and influenced by an algorithm that serves the interests of money-hungry global conglomerate enterprises with no care for the development of an art form, whose only goal for these online communities is to extract as much information from and exert as much control over the individuals who use it as possible, especially if said companies recognise the power their apps may have as the new home for the development of these subcultural endeavours.
I don't necessarily have a counter-argument as to what should be done in response to this, or know for certain that I'm right, but as someone who loves this new cultural movement and who is intrigued by its implications, I thought it might be important to raise my concerns.
However, for as much as I love it, this sound is fleeting. I am already late to the party, as already Pink Panther seems to be moving away from drum and bass and towards a more EDM-inspired pop sound, again distinctive from most popular music that preceded it, but in a different way. It seems as if the influence of the internet on the development of these subcultural ideas has been expansive in all aspects.
A more numerous collision of influences, a larger audience, a more rapid lifespan, or in more hopeful terms, a quicker developmental process of the sound. Who knows what we'll hear next?
Ave Maria, Ave Opera. This is quite comfortable. This is quite comfortable. I am quite comfortable down here. I do not want to get up and continue the show.